It's Washington. You know how Washington works. It's hard to imagine that there aren't those on the sidelines right now who are looking to see if there's an opening here. So those who are saying that the current Vice President Harris has a lock for this, is it going to take a few days to see how it all settles out?
Yeah, almost certainly, Lester, but I'd be surprised if it takes too much longer than that, because all along, as you and as Kristen have been talking about, even with this public pressure increasing for President Biden to do what he did and withdraw from the ticket, there has been a desire for Democrats to basically get unified and get unified quickly, because they understand that the election is creeping closer and closer every single day, and that it behooves them politically to be united as a party here. So to that end, the question becomes, obviously, who ends up on the Democratic ticket now? Vice President Harris is in the pole position here. If, in fact, she does end up taking the top of the ticket, the question becomes, who would her running mate be? And there's a number of people, and I want to be clear, speculation at this moment, who could end up in that position. You're seeing the names and the pictures of some of them here, including some of whom could challenge her potentially for the top of the ticket if they chose to. Again, TBD on that, but you're looking at people like Michigan's Gretchen Whitmer, Pennsylvania's Josh Shapiro, California's Gavin Newsom. He obviously spoke with Chuck. You saw that interview months ago and said that it would be Vice President Harris's ticket to lose if it were to come to that. There's Roy Cooper from North Carolina, Andy Beshear from Kentucky, J.B. Pritzker from Illinois, and Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona. A couple of things to talk about on this list here. Vice President Kamala Harris, again, this is all assuming she ends up at the top there and becomes the presumptive and then official nominee for the Democratic Party. She is already from the West Coast. She's already from California. She's already got the support of a number of progressives. We have seen that today already with, for example, the chair of the Progressive Caucus coming out and throwing her support behind Kamala Harris. The question is, what is this ticket going to do to reach out to people in, for example, the middle of the country, in these key Rust Belt swing states, in some of these critical places, suburban women, swing voters, this small slice of independents who Democrats hope will turn out and help them win the White House now for a second term. That is why I think you're seeing some of the names, for example, the governor from Pennsylvania, obviously one of those critical states. You're seeing somebody like Roy Cooper. North Carolina is a place that has swung purple. I mean, it's been red, it's been blue, it's been back. And so that's another question mark there for somebody like Governor Cooper. You're seeing Andy Beshear from Kentucky. Think about who Donald Trump just picked as his running mate. J.D. Vance, somebody who the Trump campaign believes can really speak to people in those Rust Belt states. There is some thinking among Democrats that perhaps Governor Beshear could be that same kind of voice, but on the Democratic side of the ticket. All of this, Lester, let's be clear, is preliminary. You already have two of these people, Senator Kelly and Governor Shapiro, that have backed Kamala Harris, have endorsed her as the presidential nominee. But I think that things are going to move potentially fairly quickly over the course of the next few days, over the course of the next week. I happen to suspect that you might have some Democrats who wait for President Biden to come out and make his remarks publicly, as we expect him to do later on this week once he recovers from COVID, Lester. But obviously, this is a major, major moment in this campaign. It just upends it altogether at this moment. We do have some polling showing that Kamala Harris, maybe she does just as well or perhaps slightly better than President Biden against former President Trump. But let's be clear here. We don't have a lot of clarity. This has all been hypothetical up until about 7 hours ago, Lester.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.